Hi everyone, I'm Amy from Graceful Stitchery, and we've got the amazing Jen from Wolf Down the Rabbithole today for our interview with the cross stitcher. Hi Jen.
Hi.
How are you?
Not too bad, how are you?
Not too bad, yeah, not too bad now. I was just explaining to you that I've been ill, but I'm okay now. So you've had your questions to have a quick look at. So
Yeah.
if something's just
I
popped
will
up.
apologise for the lighting. We've tried to fix it. We don't know what's going on my end. There are 3 lights on, so.
But we can see you, don't worry, we can still see you. So first of all, I'm going to ask you, where are you from and how did you end up where you are now?
Right, I'm actually, well, it's a bit of a long story if I'm honest.
That's okay, I like stories.
I was born in Hampstead in London, and then I don't remember much of the next couple of years, and we ended up in West Sussex, and I lived with my grandparents because my mother wasn't capable of looking after me, unfortunately. So we lived in a newsagent's for a while, and then when they retired, we went to live on a farm called Sir Robert's Farm, which was part of a huge estate. We didn't live anywhere near the estate. We lived in a caravan for a couple of years down in Pulborough, in a lovely little village called Goose Green. Then we moved back to Shoreham. And then when I was about 14, we moved up to Wales. So my family are from Skewin, so I'm not too far away from there now. I'm in the neighbouring town.
I've moved around all over as well. I think I've lived in about 19 different houses or something. So
I've also lived in Eastbourne and Pevensey and all sorts.
Yeah. So when did you start stitching then? In amongst all this time?
Right. Let me look at my cheat sheet because I put ages down on there. When I was about 11, I think I joined the Girl Guides, and I wanted all the badges. So I went for the sewing badge. And I remember we used, I think it's 11 count binker, is it called?
Yeah, I think I started on that in primary school, yeah.
Yeah, and we had to do the little castle stitch, and we had to do our name. It's here somewhere in a box. And then my mum used to go to, well, I call my grandparents mum and dad, just to make it easier to understand. She used to bring home threads from the market and material, but I wasn't overly interested until I was doing my GCSEs.
Yeah.
And then that was about 14, 15.
Yeah.
And she said, well, why don't you try doing some sewing to alleviate some of the stress?
Yeah.
So I picked up the most easiest project of all, which was a Designer Stitches Winnie the Pooh piece.
All right.
I've got it here actually. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, definitely. Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I was just looking at it, and it's all different directions, and it's a mess. But if you look a bit close, but I did that, and then after that, it was just. I think. Do you remember Readers Union? I used to be in the back of the cross stitch magazines. You'd tick all the boxes, and you'd have like 6 free things, and you were tied in for so many months.
All right.
If you look at them, and I bought loads of stuff on there. And that's pretty much where most of my stash is from, to be honest, because I picked up kits. Both my scroll frames are from there. I've got this really cool DMC carry bag, loads of stuff. All my metallics are from there because they'd send them for free.
Even better. So the next question is, when did you discover Flosstube, and who are your favourite Flosstubers?
I only discovered it last year. Beginning of lockdown. I was sitting there, I'd run out of things to watch, you binge watched everything, I had 3 weeks off before going back in. I'd complete pretty much achievement unlocked. Amazon, YouTube, because I do a lot of gardening and I've got a gardening channel. I'd exhausted all those videos as well, and I was like, well, what can I watch now? And I thought, well, I'm getting back into cross stitch. Somebody on a Facebook group mentioned Flosstube. I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
I typed it in, and the first one that came up was Lollipop Stitches.
Oh, I know, yeah.
And I think I binged a load of her videos. And then she mentioned Fan Stitch Stick, I think. And then she mentioned Fairy Floss. Yeah. And it was just rolling. But asking me who my favourites are, it's like asking me to pick a kid.
Yeah.
I've got a list here, actually. There's loads. Michelle Bendy, Not Cross Jen. She's only down the road from me in Newport.
Okay.
Bar Stitches, she's a fairly new one.
Yeah.
Married with Stitches, Noah,
Yeah.
all the famous names. And all. You, obviously, I found you from Fairy Floss.
Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't, apart from these interviews, I've not really been stitching much, so I've not got much to show, so I've not uploaded. But
no, it's that's what I was struggling with for a couple of weeks, because work is so mental, and I work 10 hours, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Not always want to stitch when I get home from work, because I'm
No.
usually tired. 10 hours in front of a computer can
Yeah.
wear you out a bit.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the meaning behind your own Flosstube channel name?
Well, I don't know if you can see behind me, there's wolves pretty much everywhere. There's one up here. Got my cousin. My mother-in-law bought me that in Longleat. I like wolves, basically, wolves and dragons, and I go down rabbit holes with crafts.
Don't we all?
So I thought Wolf Down the Rabbithole.
It makes perfect sense.
It's a bit long-winded. It's a bit of, get your head around, but yeah, that's where it ended up invariably. So,
do you have any favourite cross-stitch designers?
Again, that's like asking me to pick between my kids. I like them all. Well, I say I like them all. I'm more, if I see a design and I like it, I'll have a look at what else that designer does. At the moment, I seem to be into a bit of everything, to be honest. I can't really pin down one particular designer at the moment.
No.
Like I said, just if I like it, I stitch it.
Yeah, I find that I'll really like a designer for a few months and then not go off them completely, but just find another and then another and another.
Something takes your eye and then you follow it and then you find something else.
Exactly.
And what am I stitching at the moment? A pattern I found on Etsy, the Good Place sampler. So it's all little sayings and stuff, and in the middle you've got welcome, everything is fine. That's one of them. I'm doing Evening in the Shire by Cute Patterns by Maria. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot of backstitch.
Right.
Backstitch. What else am I doing? I got a Derwent Water one on the go. I got a Michael Clayton on the go somewhere.
Yeah.
There's stuff dotted all around the house.
Yeah. And do you have a preferred fabric or thread brand that you like to use?
Up until recently, I was always Ada and DMC, because that's what I learned with, so that's what I stuck with. Yeah. But in the last year, I've started trying new fabrics. Yeah. I'm still holding on to the Ada, but I've tried Jodrey Designs.
Yeah,
their fabric is absolutely lovely. I've got on order some pieces of linen, which the eBay seller just messaged me. My parcel was returned, and we don't know why. So that's being made.
Because you're buying too much, that's why.
Maybe. So I'm hoping to try some linen soon. I do like even weave. I'm warming up more to even weave. So yeah. But I like them smaller. I found I don't like 14 count anymore.
All right.
I think because I started with it, it just seems so big.
Yeah.
And the coverage isn't great, so I'm more 18 count now. So I'm trying to find the equivalent of that in even weave at the moment.
I mean, I think that would be 36 count.
I think it's 36, yeah. So I've ordered that.
That's tiny to me. I tried some 18 count just recently, and no, I just think I can't see it. Even though I've got very focal glasses and they're quite new, I just can't see it properly.
I've got some pretty strong lights downstairs for my stitching. So, yeah. But I've noticed, because of the hand dyeing on the Jodrey piece, I think it's more close to 20 count.
Right.
So that takes some concentration. I can only do that one when I've got the right frame of mind set. So
I know, yeah.
But I'm still DMC, but I am trying different hand-dyed threads. I'm in the Jodrey Thread of the Month Club.
Right.
And I've got some KLT charting thread, and she does really nice variegated stuff. Okay. So I've got a couple of those to do a Stone Street samplers piece. I'm trying to remember all the names now. I didn't write those down.
It's okay. I will say one thing though, that if you like DMC, Classic Colourworks threads are a DMC base, so the thread is actually DMC. This is what I've heard. This is what I believe. Someone will probably prove me wrong now, but I believe that their classic colour works are a DMC thread, and then it's just their dyes on top of it. So that might be.
I'll have to have a look at them.
Yeah,
I'm all up for trying new things. So
not that I'm an enabler or anything like that.
Everybody who's on the internet is an enabler to me at the moment, because I'm like, oh, shiny.
Yeah. So do you take your stitching with you anywhere? What's the strangest place that you've stitched?
I can't say I've got a strange place, to be honest. I've got a small cover kit in work, which I never get time to stitch on my lunch because my friend's dragging me out for a walk every day at the moment.
Right.
I can't do anything in the car because I get travel sick.
Yeah.
So there's no point in that. I've done some at my mother-in-law's, and she usually gives me a bit of a strange look because she's like, I want to do that, but again, her eyesight, and she'd never, but no, not really. I can't say I'm more of a sit at home and stitch. I know everything's in its place at home, so
yeah. Is there a project that you've started and can't face finishing?
Yes,
many, probably, with a lot of us.
Well, only the one at the moment. It's a flower fairy that I started years ago. I think it's a bluebell one. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked at it for ages.
Yeah.
But basically, I met up with a stitcher years ago, and she went, I'm doing that. You've got all the colours wrong. And it stayed in a bag ever since.
Oh, well.
Because you remember kits never used to come pre-sorted. So you'd have to sit there for hours going through all the colours.
Yeah.
I got the 2 blues the wrong way round, and I just can't face picking it back up.
Well, it's just your own conversion. It's just your own conversion now.
It's true. That's a good way to look at it. I have showed the project itself, I think, on one of my early Flosstubes, but I don't know. I'm a bit daunted by it now. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's about the only one, though.
I've got my Cathedral Woods Goddess. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's by Mirabilia.
Oh yeah.
And I love it so much, but it's just really hard work because it's metallics, it's millions of beads, it's this, it's that, and like you're saying about, you don't always want to, like, or you can't always focus so hard on something, and I really have to with that. So
that's a good place one for me at the moment is my, that's a quick one. I don't have to concentrate because it's just black backstitch lettering.
Yeah.
So it's a not really think about it colour change one.
Yeah.
A tip for metallic though, nip onto Etsy and get yourself some beeswax.
I've actually got some wax, which I do use when I'm using the metallics, but it's I don't know. It's just, I'm doing it on even weave, which I'm still not content with, and I want it to be done because I know it's going to be beautiful, but I just can't face doing it at the moment.
But no, I found I did I think one of my second or third video I titled Metallic Madness, and I did like 4 or 5 small projects in a row. Yeah, main all metallic, and that beeswax saved my life.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
This is an extra question that I haven't told you about. But
ask me all you want.
Which metallic thread do you use? Is it Krynic or
DMC at the moment? Because I've got all of that free stuff that I had from years back. So I just pull from stash.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all. I've got Madeira as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's a pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a pig. But I've not tried Krynic yet, but I have got a spool of Krynic in one of my projects that I'm not looking forward to.
I mean, as long as you use the beeswax, I think you'll be fine, and keep it quite shorter than you would normally. Yeah.
A wide hole needle as well.
Right. Yeah.
Wide eye needle, because it gets knotted pulling through. I found that helps.
Yeah. And is there a piece that you are the most proud of or particularly proud of?
Yes. Now you know about this because you've seen it. It's this.
I love it. I really love it.
Do you know what I'm most proud of, though? It's not that I charted it and I stitched it, even though I had to undo half of it. It's this bit.
I do love that.
I've never finished anything like this. This is the first time I've done a pillow. And it took me 3 hours, because what I did, I stitched this to the apron, and then I stitched the fabric.
Yeah, together,
I didn't know how to do it, and I haven't got a sewing machine. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that.
And my husband's Welsh anyway, so anything Welsh we love in this house. And,
well, it's on Gumroad. If you nip over, just put 0 in and you can download it and stitch it up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And it's got the little tiny dragon motif as well.
Yeah, I love it. So when you are stitching, what do you like to watch or listen to? Do you listen to audiobooks or?
No, not really. I don't listen to audiobooks. It depends on what mood I'm in. I've been binge watching SWAT on Amazon at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So I'll flip between maybe some Flosstube, maybe some gardening videos, maybe just random YouTube videos, or whatever takes my fancy on Netflix.
Yeah.
I really wanted to watch Battlestar Galactica after this.
All right.
It's not available to watch on anything at the moment, so I'm really annoyed.
That's sad. That's a shame.
We were talking about it in work. We've not allowed to do much in work apart from sit at our desks at the moment.
Yeah.
So we've got a whiteboard, and I put a daily joke on for everybody who walks, because we've got a one-way system in work. Everybody walks past. Yeah. So I put a joke up to get everybody smiling, and I put a fun fact. Right. And today I put a David Hasselhoff joke up, and a fun fact was a tenuous one. You know the light barring kit from Knight Rider?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that light bar was repurposed from a 1970 Cylon helmet from Battlestar Galactica.
All right. I see.
You can cut that out if you want. I just thought I'd got to.
No, of course I won't cut it out. Of course I won't. And so if you are sitting there stitching and watching Battlestar Galactica, what snack or drink do you usually have on the go?
I don't allow food anywhere near my stitching. I've had one too many accidents. Yeah. It's not allowed, but I will have maybe, depends on what day of the week it is, maybe a glass of gin, maybe some squash, which I've got tonight.
Yeah.
Occasionally a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
But I generally make sure my projects are well out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I've had far too many spills.
Yeah.
And oh no.
Oh yeah. And have you ever been on a stitching retreat?
No, I haven't actually. I get crippling anxiety going new places, so it takes me a long time working up to go in somewhere, and not knowing anybody is a big factor. So one day maybe, but as it stands, no.
Yeah.
But I've heard some really good ones out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you been on any?
No. Well, it's not even. I was going to say the closest I've got is the knitting and stitching show, but that's nothing like a retreat. It's it's a trade show. It's that about 2 or 3 times, and that's amazing. I was meant to go with Fairy Floss last year.
Yeah,
cancelled last minute. So we're hoping to go this year. So
that'd be nice.
You can come too.
Oh, it's a big step. Maybe I'll have a think about it.
It is. And so, do you have any other passions in life? Any other hobbies or? Yeah,
I do a lot of reading, as you can probably see behind me. One of my many bookcases.
Oh yeah.
I do watercolor painting.
Oh wow.
I do sketching, drawing, doodling, gardening, as I mentioned to you before.
Yeah.
I dabbled in crochet, and I have made a blanket, or I'm in the process of making a blanket, just an ever-growing granny square.
Oh, yeah.
And that, I tried knitting. I can't wrap my head around it, though.
It's the opposite for me. It's crochet I can't wrap my head around. I've been knitting lately. I didn't even know. I didn't even know I could do that. I mean, I knew I could knit, but I didn't know I could make those toys, but I can. So that was what I've been knitting lately.
I wanted to make my husband a jumper because he loves woolen jumpers.
Yeah.
So my mother-in-law and I went into Swansea and we picked up some Aran. It was rubbish Aran, by the way.
Oh.
She said, "Oh, I'll knit it and I'll show you how to do it." But because she's has no muscle in the top half of her arm due to breast cancer, she can't hold the needles very well.
Oh.
Sitting there trying to explain to me how to do is it the rib stitch at the bottom of a jumper?
Yeah.
It kept turning into I don't know what. I will try again, because I've got an absolutely gorgeous ball of yarn down here. Hang on, baby.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh wow.
And it's the Furies from How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh wow.
And they're gorgeous.
It is. That's lovely.
I want to make socks, and everybody looks at me going, "You can't knit. You can't start with socks." So
with socks, you have to use I think there's 2 ways of doing it. You have to knit in the round, which is like on a needle that's attached together, which I've got no idea how to do that. Or you have to knit with like 4 needles, and again, I've got no idea how to do that.
Yeah, you've lost me at 4 needles.
Exactly. But a lot of people love knitting socks. I think Noah has knitted socks before, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. I keep meaning to pick his brains on it, actually.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to send him a message. Michelle Bendy, I think, knit socks as well. There's a couple of people, you Flosstubers out there who do socks.
Yeah.
I really want to try. I
Yeah.
I do actually watch the Crochet Circle podcast. Have you heard of that?
No.
Faye Dashper Hughes, she's big into crochet. She's a designer and stuff, but she does knitting as well. And she's about got her sock knitting pattern.
Right.
So one day I will pull it out and I will have a go. But
yeah.
I won't wear them.
You wouldn't wear them.
They'd be too pretty.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't want someone's smelly feet going in them.
Especially not mine.
And do you have any phobias?
No, I don't. I have a lot of fears, but nothing that's crept over into phobia.
Yeah.
Like I said, my anxiety usually takes me a bit of a build up. You know, everything seems an unsurmountable task at first. We're quite into ice hockey, and the only place to go is Cardiff.
Yeah.
And my stepdaughter loves going ice skating. So my husband said, "Look, we'll go up and we'll do some ice skating."
Yeah.
And they'd all got their skates, and I'm stood in the queue in my shoes, and I'm standing there like, why am I doing this? 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 And I looked over, my husband was like, "You'll be fine."
Yeah.
And the minute I stepped on the ice, from when I was a kid, it was like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Aww.
So for me, it's just that step, I think.
Yeah.
So that, I suppose, trying new things can sometimes be a bit of a phobia in that respect, but nothing that I'm like absolutely terrified of.
No.
Which is good.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
the husband's the spider catcher, so I'm all good on that score.
Yeah, that's good. And so this is my last question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Right. I'm looking at my notes. Have you seen the film Jumper with Hayden Christensen?
Yes.
Christensen. That power. So I can just travel.
Yeah, I don't know what he does if he thinks about where he wants to be.
I think it's like a teleport thing. I think you look at a picture and you can go there.
Right,
that would be it for me, I think.
That would be amazing.
I'll probably think of something better tomorrow.
Pardon?
I'll probably think of something better tomorrow, but
that is good.
Awesome.
That is really good. My family live in Spain. My mum, my sister, and my niece all live in Spain. But I'm afraid to fly, so I don't really get to see them. So if I could just teleport there, that would be a dream come true.
Oh, so easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
All of the shops we could go to in America, and all the people we could meet up with.
Oh, yeah.
3 o'clock is fine.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, your mind could run away with you on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
Thanks so much, Jen, for taking part in this. I really appreciate it. We had a few technical difficulties at the beginning, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same without them. But we got there in the end. This is the first time I'm using Zoom, so it's all new to me. This is the thing, it's not my first time, and I still don't have a clue how to use it properly. It is a bit complicated. It does seem a little
difficult on the interface on the phone. So I'm glad I've come through, even if I've come through bright orange.
Well, thanks again.
You're more than welcome.
Bye.